How you doing, guys? Sorry for the weird background. This is actually the new house that I just started renting in Vegas, so I haven't moved everything up in here yet, so it's pretty empty. Don't have my studio set up. The lighting's a little better, and I set the camera to manual, so we'll see if it stops having the focusing issues that it was before. I'm about to go back to Gainesville, get all my belongings, and come back here, and that's what I wanted to talk about was Gainesville, specifically the University of Florida, and how they're reacting to the Richard Spencer speech that's gonna be happening there, I think this Saturday. Everyone's freaking out, and it's so fucking annoying because it's just, there's a lot of absurdities that have come to light, and the most significant of which is the way that UF and the government of Florida has been handling this whole issue. I tweeted about this a little bit, but the president of the University of Florida, Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S, not making that one up, made some video because everyone is fretting and clutching their pearls and everything. And he made a video where he had overtly stated that he was shocked and appalled that they had to allow Richard Spencer to speak there. And that should be scary, that reaction. And a UF law professor has now come out and said that he doesn't believe in free speech and that hate speech shouldn't be allowed hate speech. Notice they never bother explaining to you how hate speech is going to be defined, who gets to decide what hate speech is, etc. I don't care about Richard Spencer. For those of you who don't know, he's fairly far left. In fact, he's probably left of Hillary Clinton on a lot of issues not relating to nationalism or immigration. He's pretty much a socialist, and because of that, I have no interest in him. I don't think he's some horrible racist boogeyman like everyone else suspects, because anytime you say anything with the word white in it, you're just a racist. So he's not dangerous, bottom line. If you just let him go talk and let his people show up and listen and ignored them, that would be the end of it. It would be over. They're not trashing places. These aren't like the Antifa mobs or even Black Lives Matter where no one else is there protesting, they'll still trash the place. They'll go there, they'll have their little talk, the little circle jerk where they already agree with each other anyways, and then it would be over. This idea that like, he's gonna be making all these new converts and everything, if you're really that worried about an idea, that shows you that you're on the wrong side of it, pretty much. If you're really worried that someone just showing up and telling you what they think is gonna cause a bunch of problems, then you need to re-examine not only what you think, but also your whole perspective on squashing ideas, freedom of speech, things like that. Because they're basically trying to force people not to be able to hear what he has to say. And the government of Florida has issued a state of emergency, and I'm like, look, nothing would happen if they just ignored it. All you people should do is just ignore it. I remember it was a quote from, I think, Marilyn Manson years ago, where he was at the height of his fame sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s when I was in high school, and everyone is fretting about it. You know, the people who think Harry Potter is witchcraft and everything were all tore up about Marilyn Manson and everything, saying that he was the Antichrist and all this, so they were protesting. And he asked, or some interviewer asked Marilyn Manson how this made him feel, that everyone's there just saying all these things about him or whatever. And he said, one way or another, I'm affecting people's lives and I like that. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said, is that for better or worse, I'm making a difference in their lives, and I like that, pretty much. And that's what these people don't realize, is the people who freak out about Trump, who freak out about Spencer, who freak out about pretty much anyone, they're just giving rent-free real estate to these people in their head. They're taking time out of their day, they're changing what they would be doing on this day because of this person. There was even people who in Gainesville, because of the way they thought the tickets were gonna be released to the public, they were gonna try and go wait in line and snatch up all the tickets and then not go to the thing so that people couldn't go hear him speak. And I'm like, are you that worried about someone even hearing what this guy has to say, let alone that they would just Google it and find out what he has to say anyway? But the idea of just sitting there and listening to someone talk, that you would give up a large part of your Saturday, it's so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid. It's petty, it's pointless, and it just shows you the whole idea that they have in their head about deplatforming. people. That to them is the objective, is to stop people from being able to say things that they don't like. And that should be scary. That with what the presidents of UF said, with what the law professor said, with the way these people think that they're dealing with this stuff, they don't have to defeat the ideas in their mind. If this guy's so fucking stupid and so fucking wrong, then his ideas are easy to demolish. But they're not trying to do that. All they're trying to do is deplatform people, make it so that people can't listen to what they're saying, make things off limits, burn books, etc. And that is terrifying because, like I said, I don't care about Richard Spencer. I don't agree with him on most issues, but this idea that anyone should just be prevented from speaking to people is a bad idea. And people complaining about the cost, oh, it's costing you $500,000. Why is it costing that much? If Richard Spencer just showed up to talk and only people who agreed with him went to listen, what would happen? If no one else went to protest, if no one else went to do anything, what would happen? Absolutely nothing. Nothing would happen. They would sit there fuming, the people who disagree with him would sit there fuming that he got to say his racist rhetoric or whatever it is that he's saying, and then that would be over. And then he would go on somewhere else and talk some more. And that would be it. These people are the ones who are causing there to be an issue, who are causing the university to have to spend that money. It's not Spencer, it's the people who are going out there and protesting him. And yeah, when those protesters show up, there's violence on both sides. I'm not denying that. When people show up for looking for a fight, they usually get it. And it takes two people to fight, sure. So I'm not even going to get into that issue. But the bottom line is, if everyone who disagreed with him just ignored him, none of these issues would be there. And I don't agree with the people saying that, oh, you can't just ignore racism, blah, blah, blah. You can't ignore actions. You certainly can and should ignore words. Hate speech is not violence. No kind of speech is violence. If and when he actually incites violence and says that someone should do something violent, then yeah, go for it. Protest, whatever you want to do. Try to get him in trouble with the law because that's illegal. But when the president of the university comes out and says that someone speaking their mind is inciting protest that leads to violence, those were his words, inciting protest that can lead to violence. That's just complete bullshit, because now you're saying that the speaker, someone who's talking and just saying what he believes, is responsible for the violence or the actions of someone who comes and is upset about that. And that's complete bullshit. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you later.